Hey out there. I'm Amy. This is Art Conspiracy, and I am doing this video today to invite you to the Zoom Portrait Challenge, which is on Facebook. It's called the Zoom Portrait Challenge with Amy D, I think. Anyway, it's really totally fun. Like, we are all doing Zoom these days, or FaceTime or Facebook Messenger or whatever. We're all staring at each other in these screens. And I think it's really fun to make it into a little work of art. And don't let the portrait aspect, scare you. It's really actually about the environment as much as it's about the person, which I think is really fun. I taught storyboarding for animation students and film students for a while, and every little window, every little storyboard component was this little tiny narrative. And that's how I look at these Zoom windows, because it's not just the person, but it's what you can see behind them. It's the angle, if they're close up, if they're far away. Some people, like, they've got some really strange things going on. Anyway, let me show you some examples. Oops, let's see. Okay, here we go. So here's three different ones, very different. And again, like the one on the bottom is especially fun because you can hardly see any of the person, but the angles of the ceiling and the bookshelf, and it's this little tiny, closed world contained within the rectangle. And I think it's also good training for composition, because you're very aware of what is in the frame, as you should be when you're composing works of art. So let me show you another example. Okay, so here's one with color, which is kind of fun. And I'm going to do a little something like this today for you to show you. But again, it's four different worlds and four different narratives within very specific frames. Oh, and then there's this format. This is the FaceTime format, which is vertical, but it's the same thing. And this one's kind of fun because there's a little window within the window, so you get like a double portrait. But any of these are fair game for what we're going to do for the Zoom Portrait Challenge. It can be somebody else, it can be you. And you can definitely just take a screen grab of your Zoom meeting, and you can have a meeting with yourself. Like, I'm in a Zoom meeting by myself right now. So, and you can just freeze it, can play with it, take different angles, and then find the one you want. Or you can actually do like a photo booth version and take a screen grab or a photo of yourself and work from there. Still the same. I'm going to actually do mine live to show you very quickly how I roll with this, because I think it's a lot of fun. So I often will start in ink, just because I'm brave, but I'm going to do it like you might. Maybe we're going to start with pencil. So I'm going to be as true as I can to the frame that I'm working in. So right off the get-go, I'm going to actually redraw my frame so it's a little bit smaller. And I'm going to make this pretty dark so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. There's my frame. So right off the bat, I have this whole section that's cut off. That's my wall of New Yorker magazines. And there you go, a whole chunk of my composition is done. Now, look at this. I love the ceiling. So here's another sort of vertical that's easy to get. And then I have this funky diagonal coming down. That's my ceiling. And then over here, I got a little bit more over here. But I love these very strange oblique angles that you get in Zoom often. Actually, this is even more crooked than I've got it. And I'm drawing darker than you would, I think, just because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. But the environment for me is just as much fun as the person. Okay, so then I'm going to say, where is my head? It's taking up real estate. I'm going to work light. I'm going to figure out where my neck is. Okay, here's my shoulder. I work really light until I see that I have everything on. And here's a little tip about working from life. You're alive and you're moving and you're breathing. So every time I look up or I move or I take a breath, I'm in a slightly different angle. So I keep it very loose until I establish myself where I want, what is the angle. I might freeze a little bit. Here's my head. is up at the top of this architecture. It's my crazy hair. This is I haven't cut my hair since March, COVID haircut. I'm rocking it. But I'm going to find my pose and the ear-nose relationship. Of course, my ear's a little bit longer, so it doesn't work quite the same as it used to. Going to figure out where I want my nose. Here we go. And where is the center line of my face. And then once I establish that, I'm going to stick with the drawing. So no matter what my head does going forward, I'm going to stay with this that I established in my drawing. So that's important because when you're drawing yourself, you often move around, and actually other people do too. So here I am, just get myself in there. I look a little big, that's okay. I'm working fast for you. And then I'm framed by this window, which is kind of nice. I'm going to ballpark the architecture here. I have a window here, a little perspective. I got all kinds of stuff back here. I got a shelf. I'm just going to make some marks. I got a light. There's trees out here, plants. But I'm just going to suggest, I'm not going to get caught up. There's like a little white rectangle here. I'm just going to, I don't even know what it is. It's in my kitchen. I'm not sure what it is. But I'm just indicating that there's stuff back here. Okay, here we go. Got a little bit more window popping out over here. Give myself a mouth while I'm in the neighborhood. My glasses. It's great. Once I put my glasses on, then my eyes are going to take up less attention because the glasses kind of steal the show, as do the eyebrows. Oh, working really fast. Okay, here, and then I got my fridge. That's a counter showing up. Choot, choot, choot. Okay, good enough. Good enough. I got a great start going here. Okay. And then if I want to do more here, 1, 2, I'm not counting magazines. I'm just doing magazine-ness. Right? Okay, sounds good. Okay, next stage is ink. And you don't have to use ink, but I like ink, especially for these small ones. And when I do this, before I do the ink, I'm going to erase just the lines that I feel I really need to erase. I can leave all the other ones there. Just anything that feels egregious or is cutting through something that it shouldn't. I'm not going to erase everything, whatever. Okay. Now, when I do my ink, I can change things if I want to. So I'm not just going to go over the lines. I can revise. Let's say I want to make my head, a little bit bigger, a little wider here. Do you see that? I changed my mind, changed that line. And I'm going to do this in color. So I'm not going to put the line everywhere, but just where I want it. Now, look at this. I put my earring in over here. I can't even see my earring because of the light. So I'm just playing with the information. Playing is the optimal word here. Playing, playing. Okay. Glasses. Okay, I'm going to freeze, and I'll come back when I get a little further down the road and show you what I did, just for time's sake. Okay, hold on. Be right back. Okay. Made it a little bit bigger. So there you go. I inked it. I got a lot of extra line, which none of it's bothering me, so I'm just going to leave it. I don't want to overdo the drawing part because I'm going to paint with watercolor. So I'm going to just jump in, and all I'm using myself for at this point is just looking for color references. So I don't need to stare at myself anymore, which is pretty nice. I'm just going to block in skin tones. And then, okay, the light's coming mostly from here. I got a little shadow on this side. Not that you have to be totally true to that, but it gives you some reason to kind of block out some light variation. And then I'll put in some darks on this side that's in shadow. See that? It's kind of fun. Got this dark underneath of my chin. Not going to be careful. Actually, I'm going to do my hair while I'm at it. It's a little bit redder, so I'm just going to add a little bit more red. I'm going to do this as fast as I can. And I might use some mixed media too before we're done. In other words, just drawing stuff after this dries. But I'm not going to worry about it too much. I just want this to be kind of spontaneous and loose on your behalf. Here we go. I'm going to create a little sculpture. Okay, good. Now, since I have red on my brush, I'm going to just go right in for the orange things or anything that's warm. That's why I don't have to worry so much about cleaning my brush. So here we go. This great background. I painted my kitchen orange a while ago. I needed some color. Went crazy. It was great. These are my shelves. Not going to work around anything too much. There we go. And when the roll turns, you usually want one side darker than the other. Doesn't really matter which one is darker. I don't care too much about the perfect light source. Oh, I figured out the mysterious rectangle down here is my microwave. I don't know. Did not see that coming. Okay, anyway, the only other really red thing are my lips, which I'm going to do with this really big brush, but I'm going to try to just use the tiny little tip of it just for my top lip. Oh, good. Yeah, there you go. That's all I need. Oh, yeah, you said, what about these guys? New Yorker magazines. It's gonna do, I'm not even sure which ones are red. I'm just mixing it up. There we go. Okay. Suggest. Okay, I'm going to stop the video. I'll do one more thing. Warm and cool is nice, so I'm gonna pick up a little lavender and I'm gonna do my ceiling. Okay, maybe a little bit darker here. Just to give it some complexity. Oops, I'm picking up some red, that's okay. Here we go. And then maybe in the window here. I'm just doing my little stage set here, which is so much fun. Okay, I'm going to pause and you can catch up with me in a couple minutes. Okay, we're back. So I had a lot of fun with this. It's very soft and messy right now. I'm definitely going to do some tightening up with just certain things. Like I'm going to come in with a red marker that I have total control over and draw my glasses. I'm also going to make my bottom lip have a little bit of color. I may draw this a little bit sharper. I might even use a ruler. I mean, it's fun, I think, to have some crisp, sharp edges with some softness. And you can see over here, for instance, my New Yorker magazines, this is totally just suggested color. I just did a patchwork of whatever color I had on my brush at the time, and I just put it over here. So I'm suggesting like all this kitchen stuff. It's kitchenness. It's not specific, and I really can't see exactly what it is, even though I know it's my kitchen. It's just light and dark and little shapes. So I just ballpark it and make it feel like the kitchen. And then I had a good time here. I put these blue lights that are in the refrigerator door. So the one thing I didn't get, I guess when I started, I was blocking it, but I like my clock. But anyway, it's behind my head, so I can't put that in. Oh, I'm also going to darken my eyebrows. So these are just little tiny things that you want to do at the end. I mean, I could post this just as it is. The Zoom Portrait Challenge is for fun. So it's like you're drawing little teeny tiny portraits. It doesn't not going to be a perfect likeness. So have fun with it. So anyway, that's the challenge. I'm going to do a couple more little things, and then I'll show you one more time, and I'm out of here. Okay, so take the Zoom Portrait Challenge. Do yourself, do somebody else, do your grandma, whoever you're looking at, do a screen grab. You should know how to do a screen grab, and join the challenge. It's open to anybody, and it's totally fun, and we're all in this together right now. So, okay, stand by for the final result coming up. Okay, here we are. You're not seeing double. I just realized I made my face really narrow. That's okay. You know, the idea is not to go fast necessarily, but to have fun. Sometimes if you go too slow, you get up sort of uptight and worry about things that you shouldn't worry about. So just have fun with this. But I totally invite you. And with that, I will leave you with this final, whoops, that's not right. Oh my gosh. Might be in trouble for doing that. Let me try it again. This one. Okay, you can freeze frame. There's where you go. I'd love to see you there. Okay, amy@artconspiracy.net. I'll see you on the challenge. I'll see you on the channel. Stay safe out there. Okay, all done. Bye.